Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. Good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you're tuning in from. We're coming to you from the Snarful Solutions Group studios here in Sacramento.
It is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025.
And today, we're digging into some really fascinating stuff you sent over. It's all about this collision course, isn't it? AI, content creation, the internet itself.
Absolutely. We've picked out 3 huge stories from our Morning Star, that's the Snarful Tech article report, that really define where things seem to be heading right now.
Yeah, big shifts happening. But okay, before we dive into all that analysis, let's quickly paint the picture. Here in sunny Sacramento, it's looking like a gorgeous day, high of 74 Fahrenheit.
Nice. Elsewhere, though, a bit more dramatic, widespread rain, thunderstorms across a big chunk of the U.S., and definitely keeping an eye on the Caribbean hurricane. Melissa is now a Category 5, approaching Jamaica. Really serious situation there.
Yeah. Thoughts are definitely with everyone in the path of that storm. Okay, shifting to markets. Kind of mixed signals today, but the overall trend lately has been pretty strong.
That's right. The Dow is up just a tiny bit today, like 0.03%, but look at the week up over 3%, pretty solid.
S&P 500 down just a little today, about 0.25%, but again, strong week, up nearly 3%.
And Bitcoin, still showing a lot of momentum, up over 1% today, and pretty significant gains for the week, over 6%.
Definitely feels like tech's got some wind in its sails again. And, you know, speaking of momentum and looking ahead, maybe the holidays are starting to creep into your mind.
Maybe just a little. If you're thinking about gifts, especially for that techie friend who's impossible to shop for, we got to mention our sponsor.
That's right. Before we get into the tech weeds, a quick word about Old Glory. They're an absolutely iconic store for music and sports fan merch. Seriously cool stuff.
Yeah, really great finds there. Perfect for gifts. And hey, if you use the promo code SNARFUL, that's SNARFUL, at checkout, you get 15% off your whole purchase.
The website is oldglory.com. Definitely check them out.
Okay, thanks, Old Glory. Now let's connect some dots. What's our first big story?
Right. First up, we've got this encyclopedia showdown. It's Elon Musk's XAI project, Grokipedia, versus the Titan, Wikipedia.
Okay, Grokipedia. So this is powered by his Grok chatbot, right? And it's being positioned as a direct rival to Wikipedia. Exactly.
Musk has been pretty vocal, hasn't he? Criticizing Wikipedia, calling it biased, sometimes woke. His stated goal here, the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Strong words.
He's even claiming this early version, v0.1, is already better than Wikipedia and wants it to be 10x better eventually. That's ambitious.
Hugely ambitious. And yeah, we need to remember V0.1, this isn't some polished final product yet. It's an early look, probably limited, maybe a bit buggy, and the scale difference is massive right now.
What are the numbers? Like, Wikipedia has millions of articles, right?
Yeah, Wikipedia's got about 7.1 million English articles. Grokipedia V0.1, around 885,000, so still a long way to go in terms of sheer volume.
But the core difference is philosophical, isn't it? How they approach truth.
That's the crux of it. Grokipedia uses the AI, Grok, to synthesize information. The aim is maximum truth-seeking, trying to minimize that human subjectivity.
Whereas Wikipedia is fundamentally about human subjectivity, or rather human consensus. It's built on open collaboration, volunteers, hashing things out, knowledge by committee almost.
That's right, run by the nonprofit Wikimedia Foundation. It's people power versus AI power in a way.
Okay, but here's where it gets interesting, or maybe ironic. Despite claiming this pure AI-driven truth, Grokipedia seems to be leaning pretty heavily on Wikipedia itself.
Yeah. That's the twist.
Yeah.
We looked into it, and some of the early Grokipedia pages, things like the Nobel Prize and Physics Entry or the MacBook Air page, they look almost exactly like the Wikipedia version.
And they even have a disclaimer.
A little note saying the content is adapted from Wikipedia, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike 4.0 license.
Wow. So the AI encyclopedia needs the human encyclopedia to, exist.
Pretty much highlights Wikipedia's point, doesn't it? They argue that all these AI companies, Grokipedia included, are essentially standing on the shoulders of the human knowledge base that Wikipedia represents.
So how does editing work? If Wikipedia is open, what's Grokipedia's approach?
Totally different. Wikipedia, anyone can jump in and edit, relies on the community to police it. Grokipedia, nope. Articles are fact-checked by the Grok AI itself. If you want to suggest an edit, you fill out a pop-up form. Much more centralized control.
Which, aligns with Musk's perspective. He wants that control to ensure it matches his definition of truth.
And that leads to noticeable differences in content, especially around controversial topics or figures. The sources we looked at point this out pretty clearly.
So if we're just reporting neutrally on what the sources say, what kind of differences are we seeing?
Okay, take the entry for Donald Trump. Grokipedia apparently leaves out some conflict of interest details that Wikipedia includes, like mentioning a megajet received from Qatar or promotion of a meme coin.
Interesting omissions. And what about Musk's own entry?
Similar pattern. Grokipedia reportedly excludes discussion about a controversial hand gesture he made, something historians and commentators discuss widely. Wikipedia covers it.
So it raises that fundamental question for you, the listener, doesn't it? If a platform claims maximum truth-seeking, but seems to filter out inconvenient facts, has the bias just shifted from maybe a messy human consensus to a centralized algorithmic one?
Exactly. Are we just trading one kind of subjectivity for another, perhaps less transparent kind? It's definitely something to watch as this whole thing evolves.
Yeah, a really fundamental battle playing out there. Okay, let's shift gears completely. Story number 2 is about making content creation easier, specifically for YouTube Shorts.
All right. Huge news from Adobe Max. Adobe and YouTube are teaming up. First of its kind partnership, really. They're putting a Create for YouTube Shorts feature right into the free Adobe Premiere mobile app on iOS.
Okay, why should the average person, maybe someone thinking about starting a channel or promoting a small business, care about this?
Well, think about the scale. YouTube Shorts gets over 2 billion monthly users, 200 billion daily views. It's massive. If you want eyes on your stuff, Shorts is a key place to be.
But editing on mobile can be fiddly, not always intuitive.
Exactly. And that's what this solves. They're meeting creators where they are on their phones.
Yeah.
It puts professional-level editing tools, effects, transitions, titles, all tailored for vertical video up to 3 minutes long, right in the mobile app.
And it's easy to access. You don't have to export from YouTube, import into Adobe.
Nope, super streamlined. You can actually access it from the YouTube app. See an edit in Adobe Premiere icon, tap it, and you're editing. Plus, they've thrown in ready-made templates.
Templates for what kind of stuff?
The popular formats, day-in-the-life vlogs, travel clips, get-ready-with-me videos, stuff like that. Makes it really quick to get started.
There was a quote from a creator, May Pham, right, calling it a game changer.
Yeah, she nailed it. Said it makes mobile editing much more accessible, especially for people maybe put off by complex desktop software. It just massively lowers the barrier to making good-looking shorts.
So, edit, polish, publish straight back to YouTube, less friction, more content. Smart move by both Adobe and YouTube to capture that short-form video boom.
Absolutely. And that leads us perfectly into our third story, also from Adobe Max. They announced a ton of generative AI updates across Creative Cloud and Firefly. We're going to focus on 2 big areas, audio and customization.
Okay, AI in Creative Cloud. This sounds like it could get pretty technical, but let's break it down for everyone. What's the big deal with the audio stuff?
This is really practical. Adobe's tackling stuff that usually takes ages or causes legal headaches. First up, generate soundtrack. It uses their Firefly audio model.
So you just type in what kind of music you want, like upbeat synth track for a tech demo.
Pretty much. Describe the mood, genre, tempo, and it generates background music. But here's the really crucial part. The license.
Music licensing. Always a minefield for creators.
Always. But Adobe trained this AI on proprietary content they own the rights to.
Oh.
So the music it generates, it comes with a universal, commercially safe license.
Whoa. Okay, that's huge. So no more digging through royalty-free sites hoping the track is actually clear. No more copyright strikes.
That's the promise. It basically eliminates that risk for creators using the generated tracks. Massive problem solved.
Okay, that's soundtrack generation. What else on the audio front?
Generate speech. It's text-to-speech. Offers like 50 different voices across 20 languages.
Yeah.
But the cool part is the control you get.
How so? More than just typing text and hitting play.
Yeah, you can really fine-tune it. Add pauses for emphasis, highlight words or phrases to change the tone, and get this. There's a fixed pronunciation tool.
Fixed pronunciation? How does that work?
You can use phonetic spellings. So if you have a tricky brand name, a person's name, a place name, you can type out how it sounds phonetically, and the AI will get it right.
Okay, that's incredibly useful. Anyone who's struggled with narrating product names or foreign terms will appreciate that.
Exactly. And Adobe's angle is it also helps people who just aren't comfortable recording their own voice.
Yeah.
Gives them a professional sounding option. Democratizing voiceover, kind of.
Very interesting. So, killer updates for audio. What about the customization side?
Big steps there, too. They're rolling out the ability for individual users, not just big companies, to train their own custom Firefly models.
Wait, train my own AI model? What does that mean?
It means if you have a specific visual style or maybe a recurring character in your content, you can feed the AI examples, they say just 6 to 12 images for a character, and it learns that style or look.
So you can generate new images or assets that perfectly match your brand's aesthetic automatically.
That's the goal. Consistency across everything you create. Huge for smaller creators or brands who need that polished look without a big team. Enrollment for that starts in November.
Wow, putting custom model training in individual hands, that's a big step. Anything else major?
Yeah, quick hits. AI Object Mask in Premiere Pro makes it easy to select just a person or object in your video for effects or color correction. And generative fill in Photoshop is getting smarter, integrating powerful models like Google Gemini and one called Black Forest Labs FLUX.1 context.
FLUX.1 context. What's special about that one?
It's apparently really good at understanding context, geometry, how objects should realistically fit into a scene. So when you use generative fill to add or remove things, the results should look even more natural and integrated.
Oh, okay. So connecting these dots. Adobe is basically using AI to automate or drastically simplify some of the most complex, time-consuming, or legally risky parts of making stuff.
That's exactly it. Audio licensing, complex masking, maintaining visual consistency, even generating voiceovers. They're taking the technical barriers down so creators can focus more on the ideas, the creativity.
Empowering creators by handling the grunt work. Powerful stuff.
Okay, before we wrap this analysis, we need to give a shout out to our other fantastic sponsor today.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Skoni. That's S-K-O-N-I, pronounced Skoni. They are a premium golf shoe store.
Right, so if you're hitting the links or know someone who is, definitely check out Skoni for some high-quality golf shoes.
And just like Old Glory, they're offering our listeners a great deal. Use that same promo code, SNARFUL, S-N-A-R-F-U-L, at checkout for 15% off your entire purchase.
The website for that is skoni.com. Simple enough. Thanks, Skoni.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the ground we covered today. We started with that philosophical tech battle, Grokipedia's AI-driven truth versus Wikipedia's human consensus model. Fascinating clash.
And then we looked at the practical side of creation. The Adobe and YouTube partnership smoothing the path for mobile video creators to tap into that huge Shorts audience. And finally, the wave of Adobe AI updates, especially in audio with Generate Soundtrack offering commercially safe music and the incredible control in Generate Speech, plus custom AI models coming to individual users.
It really feels like we're entering an era where creating professional-level, legally sound content is becoming almost instant, hyper-personalized, which leads to a final thought, maybe.
Go for it.
Well, if AI can generate the music, generate the voiceover, generate visuals consistent with your brand, all on command, what does that mean for the value of the human creator? Does our role shift more towards being, I don't know, the prompter, the curator, the big picture director pulling the AI levers?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Where does human creativity fit when the tools get this powerful? Definitely something we'll be keeping a close eye on.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.